People, deluded, I'm back again. As you can see, I'm all over the place on this Good Friday, people. Something dropped. I'm not aware of actually what it was. One sec, people. Nah, I don't have a clue what just dropped. Again, the great thing about going live is you have to improvise and you have to keep it moving. No clue what's dropped. It ain't been none of these lights. These lights cost a hell of a lot of money. So that was the first thing. I'd rather break my leg than break some of these lights that are being used for this, people. And I haven't set it up properly. But nonetheless, the show must go on. Big up everybody who's locked in. Please make sure you've hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you've obviously hit the reminder button so you don't, you're kept up to date with all the content that comes out from me. Obviously, at the end of this live stream, you'll be taken to another home landing page, people, but it's watch along business tomorrow, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Been all over the place, people. So I'm going to drop the link right now. I found it. Here we go. Reminder business. Let's go. So please make sure, even if you're not going to be there, just please hit the like button. It does your little bit to drive engagement, people. So yeah, man, take that in. I'm going to drop it again in the live chat. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well and safe. I hope everybody's good. It's Good Friday, so I hope you're all preparing some good fish for later and things like that, and for the next couple of days. I'm sure a lot of you are just enjoying the time off from work, people. As you can see, once again, I've been all over the place. In fact, my video weren't even monetized, people, which we need it to be. In it, we ain't got many pennies here, so we need to count them, enable monetization, save it, and we're off, people. Again, let me pin that message. Again, I apologize. I'll be more on the ball tomorrow. But yeah, it's Friday. Allow me, people. What are you lot saying? Is math debater still here? You lot got me yesterday, or one neat got me. I can't lie, it was mad early, and to be fair, it was quite a weak one. It weren't none of the madness. It took me until last night actually to clock what my man said when I was watching my video again. It was funny still, I'll give him that, but I wasn't clocking it for time. Nonetheless, big up everyone. And I can't lie, again, decision making's been terrible. I've done a little vid for you lot, and I'm pretty sure it's dropped as well just now. So yeah, after this, there's content galore. As well, people, Monday, me and Curtis Shaw, we've heard you loud and clear. We're going to launch our little show. Obviously, I'm always on his channel. He's always on mine. We talk about Arsenal. We're going to do elements of that, but he knows his football. I'm all right. I would have thought, you know what, let's get together and let's talk more about football from a neutral point of view. So yeah, from Monday, me and Curtis are going to run a little thing in relation to when it's going to be consistently, the timing and all these things. We're going to sort it out as we're going. The main thing is to start. I assume it'll be on his channel, my channel, his channel sort of thing. We're going to we'll touch on Arsenal, but we'll more focus on football from a neutral point of view. So yeah, people, big up to everybody locked in. There's 24 of you. Please make sure that says 24 likes. Before we get into the business, the nitty and gritty of this, what are you lot saying, people? What's Jaden saying? Jaden's just saying up. What are you saying up to? Big up J Woke. Like he said, big up DG Nation. Like, subscribe, and share, people. You don't know. Come on. Peter, I love to have you always here. Like he said, good morning, sports fans. Back to the roller coaster life of an Arsenal fan. And like he said, tomorrow we're back in it. We're jumping 2 foot in against Liverpool. Again, our emotions are going to be all over the place. We've cried about the international break and say we want Arsenal back. We want Arsenal back. We've got what we've wanted now. Let's hope that we're not saying the complete opposite come the end of the game, people. I ain't even going to sit here and cap to you lot, people. My hands, them are a bit dry still. And I don't know if the camera's clocking up on that, but man can't be having dry hands and them thing there. So yeah, man, let me fix up myself in it. The struggles of an IC3, you got to make sure you're patterned in it. My hands were looking a bit dry. I was about to say, man, they can't see me online. Big DG with 30 odd subscribers, dry hands. What's this? Someone needs to donate me £2 for some E45. But big up everyone, man. You said it's good to see me. It's good to see you lot, man, because without you lot, it's pointless. I'm never going to sit here and talk to myself. So when I see 46 people, 4 minutes in are locked in, that gasses me. Please make sure it says 46 likes. And it gasses me when I see we've got man like CS from America. Like, come on, man. It's stupid o'clock in America and he's up taking me in. So I appreciate that. Morgs, I hope you're all doing well and safe. Nice display picture, my tug, man. You looking like you're made of money. The ones there. You're waiting until the thingy until we're let out freely in it. And I know you're gonna be taking hella girls on dates. Look at that picture, man. Big up you with the swag, man. I rate that still. Nikki, I hope you're all doing well and safe. Love from Denmark, Denmark, closest I got to Denmark was watching Vikings on Amazon. So I appreciate you, Nicky, man. And anyone that's from the land of Lord Bentner, the greatest footballer to play in the Premier League, as my respect. I respect that, man. You just finished training. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. Hey, Life from Planet X has got jokes. I man actually love for that, my guy. Someone actually donated it. My word. What's this big interview? It's actually nothing to do with Arsenal, so sorry to disappoint you. But for those of you that like neutral content and all those things, more to come, man. More to come. It is what it is, man. And Live from Planet X, you will like it, guys. It's your your sort of street, man. Man said, yo, DG, first watching your stream in 2 weeks. Where you been gone? You know, where you not been taking DG? And I bet you've been gone everywhere else. Big up yourself and big up the rest of the Twitch gang. I appreciate the Twitch viewers, them. And again, I've been chock-a-block people. You can't see it, but I've been the majority of this week. You'll never know, but I've been trying to just pattern off the football manager streams, making sure it's Chris. How do I actually do it? I promise you that content is landing. That's primarily why Twitch was started from myself, but nonetheless, big up yourself, man. Adnan is saying Odegaard, he's ours. Yes, let's take it easy. Let's take it easy. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but we'll get into it. But there should be some promising. Christian has said, no hate towards him, but I would rather El Nene get sold than Torreira. Fair play. We're going to get into the Torreira one. It's a bit sad, really, but we'll get into it. Big up Cam as well for being locked in at work. RP's in the building. Marmadou ain't been here for time. Where are you lot going? Why do you lot keep coming here and saying I ain't been here for time? Where are you lot gone? Make sure you're here, man. What's all of this? But big up yourselves, man. Do I think we can win the Europa Leagues? How long's a piece of string, man? You know, how long's a piece of string? Fair. Oh, I've been gone doing school and I got 86 out of an 80 maths test. Yeah, my guy, deluded. Listen, my poor math skills are rubbing off on you, my guy. Listen, stay in school, get them grades in it, car. Mummy's not gonna be happy if you keep putting in performances like that. That's some Mustafi level stuff. Come on, man. Yeah, dance. All this. Anyways, keep going, man. We go again. Big up the Nigerian ones locked in. We've got Germany. We've got South Africa. We've got Omar, who I know is from Kenya, and he's taking in his lunch. Messi player is saying, how's it going, DG? Hope you have a good bank holiday, bro. Trying, my guy. But for me, there is no bank holiday. It's content. For me, I'm just looking forward to a little bit of snapper and decent little fish, and that's about it, man. Bro, I'm ruining people's maths. I can't count to save my life, really and truly, unless you put a pound sign in front of it. I see Nicholas Pepe. I thought he was from Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, but you know, you're locked in from Scotland. Kieran Tierney Nation, big up yourself. Bulgaria, my word, everywhere we're going in it. We're in different countries every day. I appreciate that, man. You think we'll get Lukaku? Boy, you gotta pay a pretty penny for Lukaku, and I haven't seen us be linked with him. So unless you know something I do at this moment in time, I'd have to say no, my dude. So yeah, large up everybody locked in. Big up yourself, River Wild, as well. Again, it wouldn't be a live stream without the members and things. Atlanta, Georgia also in the building. But let's get into the real nitty and gritty, people. Well, we can't get into the real nitty and gritty because I haven't got my illustrious Google Docs. How on earth will I do the timestamps for you guys, people? It's a madness. Actually trying to cut my hair today as well, so my barber is waiting for me. So man, I have to do this quickly, man. Trust me, when you look at it like that, 6 is better than 5. Big up the Blue Borough Dons, assuming that is Lewisham and not some other place. Sprats is lit. I you know, I like both, man. But you telling me you can't look at your food and take them things out before you yam it, Jay? Come on, man. You're a big youth for that. Of course, each and every time, R.I.P. the legend that was Claude. Hopefully he's smiling from above, you know. And you know, he's out there in heaven supporting Arsenal and screaming, it's time to go. Big up Claude, man. He's gonna be missed, man. And you know, Claude brought a lot of joy to people. And I think that's the best way to remember him, man. You know. It is what it is, and you know, strength and love to his family and all of these sort of things, man. You know, we've got another fan who's got nothing to do with Arsenal and nothing to do with England, but nonetheless, big up yourself, Hakon. You're always in here. You're locked in from Norway. You're an Everton fan, but you hope we get Odegaard. You'd hate to see him at Man City, Chelsea, or Liverpool. Big up yourself, my guy, man. I rate that. I appreciate that, and let's hope we can get him. We can keep him at this football club, people. Let's hope we can keep him at this football club. But anyways, it's time to get into this this nitty and gritty and cover these paper stories, people. Who do you lot want to start with? Should we start with Torreira? Because for me, Torreira is probably the most depressing news, so it's probably best to just start with him, in my humble opinion. So allow me to share my screen with you guys once I've actually loaded up what I want to speak about, people. Here we go. We'll go with goal.com's one here, and we'll cover Lucas Torreira first. Please make sure you're hitting those like buttons. There's 91 of you locked in within these first 10 minutes. Sadly, as you lot can see, Lucas Torreira wants Boca Juniors move to be closer to family following his mother's death. Now, generally, you know, there's a bunch of reasons for why he wants to go back. We have heard this. It's a life goal of his to play for Boca Juniors anyways. We heard that in the summer. We actually heard that he wants to play some part there when he signed for this football club. Obviously he left South America as a boy. What was he, 17, 18 years of age? Left his Uruguay and all he's known to go out there and go to Europe and Italy, and he's been gone for a while. And I know there's a lot of South Americans in Europe. I know you can acclimatize and adapt and things, but nothing is quite the same as home. And for whatever reason, he wants to go away from, sadly, his mother's death. I would like to move Torreira on, because again, excluded to getting onto this. There's too many times now I'm seeing this sort of stuff, and I feel I'm hearing about Torreira for everything else other than just playing football. So I do think we need to move him on. I do sympathize with him as well, because obviously he wants to move to Boca Juniors. It's a wish of his. He wants to be closer to his family. If it can be done, we should sanction it. We should do everything we can. We are a club that is a touch of that does things with a touch of class. Let's do everything we can to obviously to facilitate that. If moving back to South America, if it's Boca Juniors or River Plate or whoever is the best for him, then please go out there and negotiate alone. I doubt Boca Juniors are going to have the outlay we want for Torreira. So facilitate a loan for a year. If they can then go and get him permanently, let's do it. Let's do that. Obviously, I'm trying not to be insensitive, and again, my move would be allowing him to get his goal, which is going to South America. But we also need to remember, while we sympathize and have a lot of sympathy for him, you know, only God can imagine what he's going through losing his mother. Again, isolated from that, we are a business in it, and we do have an asset that has been depreciating. Torreira, if he wants to leave, probably need to move him on permanently. Him going to Boca Juniors on a loan away from his mother's death, and that would kind of be a significant step in what has been a fall from grace for Torreira, and he'd have a year left on his deal, and we would probably make a significant loss if he goes there for a year and he gets solace and stuff like that. Then fair play. It is what it is in that regards. But moving on, people, as you lot can see here, the 25-year-old is currently on loan at Atletico. However, he has said he wants to leave Europe and join Boca Juniors in order to be closer to his family after the death of his mother. In an emotional interview with, obviously, ESPN Argentina, the Arsenal midfielder currently on loan at Atletico confirmed his mother had passed after a battle with coronavirus, which is absolutely sad. We all know he's been dreaming of South America and playing for Boca Juniors, and apparently his dad's wish is to return to is for him to return back to the continent. Now, we have heard a lot of that. Apparently his dad wanted to stay at Arsenal, wanted to move to Atletico and things like that. Away from this, I just want an end to the story of Torreira. Again, isolated from this incident. I have to keep saying that because people with something like this, people will be stupid and misquote me. Away from this, I'm tired of hearing about Torreira. I'm tired of speaking to you guys about Torreira. It's everything other than being a good footballer. So I would like to move him on. I think there's been too much baggage. I think in the future, when we're looking at footballers, can we look at their mentality and stuff? Because on the face of it, he moved as a young man to Italy and it was working for him. So he did have the mentality to adapt. I do think there must have been signs to show that ultimately he would have problems adapting, and, you know, we would kind of see what we've already seen, people. But away from that, again, any logical person sympathizes with him. He lost his mum. He lost his mum when she was 53 years of age. He lost his mum to a disease that is quite new. It's quite upsetting. And there's very few things more important than football, but this is one of them. And I assume Torreira, like everyone, the main driver for wanting to be a footballer and moving to Europe and making money was for his family, for his father and his dad. I mean, for his father and his dad, for his father and his mother. So my heart bleeds for him, man. This is upsetting, really upsetting. And again, Football's irrelevant for him, people. He also went on to say, my mother was 53 years old and died from COVID. There was an outbreak in Torreira's hometown in Uruguay, and she spent 11 days fighting. But on Monday morning, I received the worst news. I asked Atletico for some time off. Simeone understood everything and they gave me a week, but I asked to stay for a little longer, and he should be allowed as long as he wants. People, mentally, if he's not prepared to return, then football's irrelevant for me. I'm telling you again, I've never been in that situation, people, but I can imagine football's irrelevant. He doesn't care about football right now. He's lost his mother. So I do think Atletico will give him as long as he needs and all of those sort of things. He said, on Sunday, I'll probably return. I have to do my duty and life must continue. That is true. And also, as much as I sympathize with him, we need to not only make the best decision from a human point of view. Business is business. You know, giving him away for free isn't going to help us. A loan could be the best and should be. We should do everything to sanction that loan. But again, Edu's going to have a difficult one because, again, you've got someone that doesn't want to be in the continent. You've got someone that ain't performed at his current club. Life must continue and we must still be professional. And as sad as it is, life still goes on. You know, if your mum or my mum, touch wood, that never happens, dies, we can be simple. We can sympathize and stuff. But eventually, we're still going to have to keep paying our bills. We're still going to have to keep doing the job. So, again, we need him to make the right decision, and for us, I think that's moving him on. Obviously, again, when you've had all of this, he just wants to be around his family and he wants to do it for his father. Again, he wants to be close to his dad. So yeah, if he's in a neighboring Argentina, it's obviously closer to Uruguay than England or Spain and all of these sort of things. So he could do that more frequently, or his dad might come and live in Argentina with him and his family and all of these sort of things. He's went on to say, it's not a violent emotion, a crazy decision because of my mother. I've always said that I want to play for Boca. I'm dying to play for Boca. And I always say it. The night my mum died, one of the first to hear the news was my agent. I don't want to play in Europe anymore. I want to play for Boca. So if he wants to move to South America, go back to South America, go do your thing, man. It is, you know, considering he signed a 5-year deal in 2018, I wouldn't have seen this happen. But yeah, man, he wants to be close to his home and his family. This is you know, as much as it's an economic decision, you know, and an emotional one because he wants to play for Boca and always has done, it makes sense. So go and be with your family. But for Arsenal, as much as I want to make the right decision for Torreira, we need to also make the right decision for Arsenal. And that's also about getting finances from this. So if Boca can't pay a certain sort of loan fee or take him permanently, then I would still look to, from a human point of view, if we want 2.5 million for his loan and they only got one because of what's happened, let them have him for one. But eventually we're going to have to make a decision on him because he's still an asset of ours. We still need to make money. And like he said, the world is keep spinning. So I agree with it. He said, I want to be close to my home, my family. I have a contract at Arsenal. I'm on loan at Atletico, but I want to go to Boca. I hope the clubs can agree. And this is all assuming Boca have actually been interested in Torreira, because to be fair, they've been linked with Cavani as well. Again, this is all assuming Boca might say, I hear this, but we don't have the position for you. We can't facilitate you or whatever. But anyways, he said, it's been 2 years since I was enjoying myself personally. I haven't had continuity. Arsenal hurt me, and at Atletico, I don't play like I want. Again, and away from what's happened, again, I think Torreira, you've got to take some of your own. You've got to take some responsibility. Arsenal hurt you, of course. We can't, as fans, we can't understand your fall from grace. But you've had Arteta, Emre, and I'm sure there's another manager there. Arteta, Emre, and there's probably been somebody else. And they've all not used you properly. So there's got to be a reason for that. You know, there's got to be a reason why Arteta didn't want to use you, whether that's on the field or off the field. There's got to be a reason Atletico want you. And it does, away from his mother dying, obviously, Torreira does come across as a kid throwing his toys out the pram. Away from this article in itself, personally, I'm tired of hearing about Lucas Torreira because I've done so many videos on Lucas Torreira and about Lucas Torreira. Everything other than, yeah, he played great in the Madrid derby. Can he come back to Arsenal sort of thing? Let's let him get his move. You know, we're Arsenal. We claim to do things with a touch of class. We haven't done that for a while. This is an example to show that. So for me, let him go for a year on loan. Obviously, let him be closer to his family. But Torreira's no idiot. He knows that we'll do everything we can. But as well, this is a business decision as well. Nobody from Boca called. They sent me a shirt, and the day Boca played Santos, I sent a message to encourage them. I just want to play for Boca. I've made my decision. I'll do it for my father. He asked me, and I'm going to do it. So fair play. Go do your thing. You know, do what you need to do, Torreira. But it's going to be a difficult one, and one that's already a headache already for What is Eddie's actual position? Let's just call him a sporting director. So I sympathize with Arteta. I mean, with Torreira, I want to move him on. But again, I'm just assuming we're just assuming Boca are interested. This just I didn't see anything of concrete interest. Now, naturally, Boca are going to sit there and say we've got an opportunity, but how much of his wages are they going to take on? How much of a loan fee? Now, again, to a degree, I think Arsenal should forego a lot of this. You know, like I said, there's a human element point in this, but we cannot forget it's 50% human, 50% business, and we need to look at this without emotion. While my heart bleeds for Torreira, and I'm sure you all do as well, we need cash. They ain't got cash, then maybe it's not the best decision for him to go there. At the end of the day, again, like I said, I don't want to be insensitive because he wants to go there for his family and all of these things. But if he doesn't get his decision, what is he gonna do? Really and truly, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna stump his feet? What's gonna go down? He'll have to eventually get on with it, sort of thing. So it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be a real interesting one. But it is what it is. Firstly, in relation to Torreira, hey, my guy, you need to come true, my dude. We're meant to do, we're meant to do some content. But make sure you subscribe to the guy. Love for the super chat, my guy. What have you even said? We should be able to structure a deal that allows Boca to pay the fee over the length of his contract, similar to Thiago's to Liverpool. If the fee is too much for them, prayers to him and his fam. Yeah, bro. That's what I mean. Let's bend every bone in our body from a business point of view to facilitate this and allow it to happen and things like that, you know. But again, you know, we know we're going to make a loss, but if we can find a respectable fee that can be paid over time, ironically, like we're paying for Torreira and a lot of other players, fair play. Let's do everything we can do to facilitate this, man. What have you said? The club should ask him to extend his contract, then he can go on loan, but allowing him to go on loan with 2 years left is harming the club's value. Sounds harsh, but that should happen. And this is it, people, you know. This is it, you know. It's a difficult decision. It's a very difficult decision. You know, we need to look at this from a business point of view. You know, they can't afford him. Loan him out. If he does, listen, I want him to, just because of what's happened, you should be allowing him to do that. But who knows, man? He might change his mind in a couple of days. Maybe this is an emotional response. I don't know. But hopefully he gets sorted, man. He needs peace of mind, man. Man's supposed to be a Guerrero fighter. Can't believe it. Boca/River can't afford him permanently. So City and a 20 million loss incoming. Fair play. And to be fair with you, you know, if we could give Torreira on loan, maybe that we could facilitate some promising young players or do something there, really and truly, man. We should get money for him, but that's easier said than done. You know, to be fair with you, the club doesn't owe Torreira nothing. And to be fair with you, yo, come on now. Let's be a bit sensible. We need to have a bit of balance. Somebody's died, his mother's died now. You don't need to be Arsene Wenger, you don't need the club, you don't need any sentiment to just be a decent human being. You know, we don't have any divine. I think what you're trying to say is we don't have any divine right to facilitate this to Boca Juniors. But I mean, come on, you don't have the, sentiment. Come on, a man's lost his mother. It's not making much sense there, is it? Your man's lost his mother. Very few things are more important than football. This is one of them. So damn well we owe it to Torreira to see him through this difficult period, as we do if this happens to anybody. You know, we're meant to be Arsenal. We're meant to talk about a touch of class. We're meant to be, more than a football club. This is an example to show it. Something that I feel definitely, ironically, since Wenger's gone, we've lost it. So let's be a bit sensible, my guy. You know, it's nothing to do with owing him or sentiment. The man's lost his mother, bro. Like, the man's lost his mother. The man's lost his mother. He's from South America. I don't want to be stereotypical, but I can imagine there's a lot of, hardship growing up. And listen, I wanted to be a footballer. I want to make something of myself in life anyways. And I'm sure all of you want to. And why do you want to do it? You might want to do it for personal reasons, but I'm sure whether you live here, Argentina, QA, Australia, wherever you live on this world, you want to do it for your family. You want to do it because mommy done what she could. You seen her struggling. You want to do it for your family. You want to do it for your father. You want to do it for a lot of things. So you get it. Football is irrelevant now because the people he's doing it for, it's a bit mad. So listen, we do owe him that. We owe it to ourselves to just be decent effing human beings. It's as simple as that, And for me, that's what I'm of the belief. Let's have every bit of willingness to get that move, to get it done, whether it's permanent or loan. We want whatever amount we typically want on a Torreira loan. Let's do what we can. Like my man said earlier, let's try and facilitate, if they take him permanently, to pay for this transfer over 20 years or something. But if it borders along becoming unrealistic, Then obviously we put our foot down and we say, do you know what, club, we hear what you're doing, but what can he do? He can't put a gun to people's head. He can't stomp his feet and leave. He'll have to get on with it eventually, like he's kind of indirectly said. But we should do everything we can to facilitate that. I know what you might have said. I just think you might have worded it wrong, or I might have got the wrong end of the stick. Pause, because you know we don't do them thing there. But it is what it is. And yeah, man, I know you didn't mean to come across as disrespectful, my guy. Come on, man. I know nobody's not on that. So yeah, man, let's do all we can for Torreira. If not, then we have a decision to make, really and truly. We have a decision to make. I have to remember he has a job in it. We need to remember, if me and you, if something happens in our lives, we still have to continue it. You know, I've got family members who actually lost their mom. This is why I'm so big on wanting to work for myself, because in fact, I might as well say it. My grandfather, you know, he came Windrush generation. He came to this country, worked his whole life. He lost his old mother, and the company he works for tried to say he can't go to the funeral. He had to bust out. You see what I'm saying? How harsh people can get. So it is what it is, man. Hopefully Torreira, you know, first and foremost, let's just pray for his effing family. It doesn't matter about him moving to Boca and all these things is irrelevant right now. Pray for the effing family and they can get the strength to carry on, man. You know, because this is sad. It's sad. And this is it as well. It's sad, but my employer would not put up with me if I dragged my heels after such an eventful event, after such an awful event. It is hard, but it is life. Unfortunately. What's Toby saying? Good afternoon, Deluded. Good afternoon, people. Low-key techie with Odegaard here in Haaland wants him to stay at Madrid. It's true, you know, Haaland could be a bargaining chip, but that, you know, again, I don't know the truth, but that's easy for people to invent for obvious reasons. It might be true. Logically, you want people you're familiar with. We all want to play with our friends and all of those sort of things. So why not, man? Why not? Why not, man? He needs peace of mind, brother. That's the fam. That's it. If you ain't got peace of mind, you can't be a good footballer. You can't be a good human being, because he might have lost his mother, but he's still a son. You know, he's still his father's son. Assuming his grandparents are still alive, he's still a grandchild. Again, I don't even know if Torreira has kids, but he's still a father or father to be. He's still a boyfriend. You know, he's still got people depending on him. So if he ain't in the best place of mind, how can he be the best he can be to help people in whatever in whatever in it? And he does seem like he had a close-knit family as well, which is, you know, it's extremely upsetting, bro. Extremely upsetting, bro. Like, it's very upsetting, fam. It's extremely upsetting, bro. It's not an easy pain. You know, as someone that's been losing a lot of people since I can remember, what I could say is time's a healer, man. You never learn to live with it. You learn to accept it. And for me, what I learned is, you know, while they might not be here now, they're here. You know, I can still hear their voices. You know, I can still feel them in here. You know, I still feel a lot, man. You know, they never die, man. They never die. You have to keep people going. That's why I'm so big on taking pictures, actually doing videos of loved ones as well. It's crazy. And Toby, I do feel that, man. A lot of people are too inner with football to the point they don't care what's going on outside of it. People lack a lot of empathy and sympathy and compassion, you know, and their values, I actually believe, need to be at the forefront of any manager, because these are emotions that get people to fight for you and ride for you. You look at Jose Mourinho, Eto'o, all of these things. Eto'o playing out wide, putting his body through hell. Football is way more emotional and is way more about emotions and these sort of things than it is about tactics, bro. It's about 2% tactics. If Pep Guardiola couldn't connect with these City players on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on a man-to-man level, you can fucking forget about 4-3-3, 4-2-4, this person, that person, pardon my language. It don't mean nothing. It's upsetting, man. Come on, man. Come on. That's one thing I'm gonna miss about Torreira. I was the man for that one there. I was the man for that chant, bro. You see how much I love that. I love that chant from Torreira. Torreira was my guy, man. My absolute guy, boy. It is what it is, man. Life goes on, man. Life goes on, man. So yeah, man. That's that on Lucas Torreira, man. What have you said, Mr. Fugazi? You're right. Time is a healer. My sister was killed on Christmas Eve. I've never got over it, but I've learned to cope with it. Sympathy. Sending you love, man. Sympathy. Nothing I can say can give you any sort of peace. I know how it feels, and I used to get annoyed when something's happened in my life and people say, not because they're doing it on a harsh thing, but they don't know what else to say. I hope you've had sympathy and things like that. But like you said, bro, it's not even a healer. I wouldn't even say time is a healer. You just learn it is what it is, innit? It's an acceptance sort of thing. It's like, you see, if you lost a £20 note tomorrow, I know this because this was me a couple of years ago. I lost a 10 or £20 note, I can't remember. First day, first hour, first day, even though it's £20, you'll vex, you'll vex, you're absolutely bricking it just because of the principle. How can I lose peace? The next day, you've accepted it. The third day, it's irrelevant, man. It's very irrelevant. Jay has said, to be honest, EG, I feel sorry for Torreira with his loss, but he's had nothing but problems since his first injury. Might have to let him go on the cheap to help us. He's going on the cheap anyways, my guy, because you're not like, bro, he's from a sporting point of view, the only way you only really hear about him because he's not playing or something going on. We haven't heard about, Torreira was solid for that 90 minutes and all of these sort of things. I love the guy. I still think he's a quality player, but it is what it is. Bro, and he's a legend just for that. I'm sure he scored against Liverpool. I miss Torreira. I miss that Torreira still, but it is what it is. Let's move on, though. Let's move on, man. I appreciate all the engagement that's coming my way. People, please make sure you're hitting that like button. Big up everybody, man. So, yeah, peace and love and sympathy with Torreira. Another person I'm tired of talking about now. Another one I'm tired of talking about. Love him to death. Love bare of these man to death, people. Love all of these players. As you can see, like, I love all the Halem ones and stuff. But I've always said, and I'm going to say it again, Arsenal need to now make harsh decisions. And what I mean by that is selling Maitland-Niles. I'm not saying these are right or wrong. Keeping Maitland-Niles, selling him. It might be the right or wrong thing to do. Getting rid of Torreira away from what we've seen and spoken about. Getting rid of Guendouzi, giving David Luiz a new deal, not giving him a new deal. I've said it once and I'm saying it again. I said it yesterday. These things in the future, we might sell Guendouzi for cheap and he turns into a France international, but we need to make decisions. It feels like we're half and half. It's like 1 minute Maitland-Niles is dead set to go. He'll play a game, he'll boss it, and then he's staying, like shown in pre-season and in the build-up to that. We need to make decisions, and I don't feel we're going to make the right decision in the sense of whatever decision we make, somebody's going to chat in it. There's always going to be something. There's never going to be 100% foolproof, but I would like, for me anyways, I want my club to make a decision and let their nuts hang, sort of thing, pause, and lie in it, sort of thing. And what I mean by that is, if your decision, homegrown plays a part, but if your decision is to sell Guendouzi, for instance, and bearing in mind he might become a France international and the rest of it, say, all right, cool, we're making our profit, sell on clause. That money we get for Guendouzi is being reintroduced elsewhere. Maitland-Niles, he might bang in midfield somewhere else, or he might realize he's a fullback. Let's just make the decision. Cool, he's leaving now. Do you get? And we can go through that many times. What I don't want to see is we've gone into the summer window for all the talk from Arteta and Edu about we're planning with this, that, and the other, which we heard last year, and we're doing the same things because we need to get our summer spot on, people, for obvious reasons, beyond the obvious. Plus, also, there's under 21s, there's Euros, there's Olympics, there's bare stuff. So that is going to make selling and bringing in players 10 times harder, especially if they're paying, if they're playing for their countries, especially if their the advisors of clubs that want these guys are at these tournaments to deal with other clubs, other negotiations. So we need to make decisions quickly. We cannot wake up in July and say, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. Make a decision and make it quickly. But on Maitland-Niles, apparently, he's prepared to leave Arsenal this summer as he accepts that top-level clubs regard him as a right-back. Again, these clubs there, you might get in midfield, but Southampton, I think you're going to play your fair share as centre mid as well as right-back. Wolves, the same. Leicester, the same. And if you of the belief that, all right, cool, I'll do the fullback thing, but Arsenal are not going to give me a chance in the position I want at any time to go with playing at fullback, fair play. I love Maitland-Niles. He's Haaland, bird catcher, FA Cup winner, played 100 times, 23 years of age, come here as a little boy, leaving as a man, England international, straight from coming from Haaland. I love Maitland-Niles, his calmness on the ball, I like him, but at the end of the day, away from emotion, there's too much of these love dramas. Again, midfield, if you're going to go to a new club and you're going to play for a couple of roots and settle down and play for a couple of years and set up roots, I understand it, but I've not been convinced with West Bromwich Albion from you alone. I haven't been necessarily convinced with Joe Willock at Newcastle, and I'm more of a guy to give Maitland-Niles a chance in midfield. But based on how you lot been playing, not that both of you been playing well or bad necessarily, I'd rather give Joe. I've seen more than with Joe, and maybe that's why when I'm harsh on saying why ain't Maitland doing this, but Joe this, maybe, you know, because we're not training, when things like this happen, we now see it. You know, he's got to accept his versatility. You've got to look at someone like James Milner. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Obviously, James Milner's love for that, my guy. Come on, people. How's there's not 100 likes? But yeah, before my man threw me off, he's got to look to James Milner and try to be a black James Milner of sorts, because, you know, James Milner's, he's had a great career. But I personally feel James Milner's versatility, or his ability to be versatile, harmed him as well. You know, he actually went Liverpool to play centre midfield because it weren't happening at City. He's played a fair share amount of times at Manchester, at Liverpool as a centre mid, but he's also been doing right back, left back, and throughout his whole career, he's played on the wings, he played in midfield, he's played right back. His versatility can kill him. Now, Maitland-Niles, if you want to let it be known that, yo, I'm a centre mid, but I'm willing to play right back rather than this 1 minute centre mid right back, I hear it. You know, if you're not going to get at Arsenal, I hear it, because on one hand, I think you should have got significantly more opportunities, especially when the team was doing slightly worse than they are now at right back. You know, when you're not getting your chance in midfield, when you've got people who are not as good as you playing ahead of you, when the manager's playing favourites, all of this points to busting out. You know, if you want to play for England on a more regular basis, you need to leave people. Maybe the penny drops. Maybe he turns into a centre mid. Maybe he turns into a right back. But I listen, he's been planning to leave Arsenal for a while. He changed, as we know, he changed agents a short while ago. As you lot can see here, though, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is reportedly planning to leave Arsenal this summer, ending his 18-year journey in North London. He missed out on the last England squad. To be fair, you've been playing this set. You're not going to get in the English side right now at midfield. You don't know what. You still need to define what midfielder you are. You need to play with a bit more conviction. What I've seen from you at West Bromwich Albion, you're never gonna be got a goals and assist man. But there's been many times your decision making has let you down. It let you down against United. It let you down against Burnley. There's been several times. Really, you've got the gear. Now you need the idea. You know, and the penny's got to drop, and I hear it. You know, to really develop in life, you need to be outside your comfort zone, and Maitland-Niles is getting first team football at West Brom. Arsenal is a comfort zone. One thing I rate about Maitland-Niles, the man wanted football. You know, there's some other young players that were letting Arsenal gas them. They're not playing and they're not kicking on. Certain men are not getting in the England under-21 side. Certain men are captaining the England under-21 side and are bitching about not getting looks in and stuff, but you should have moved. It's all fun and game scoring in the low-key Europa League games and doing all of this hand sign. Bro, go and develop. And too many players, they get gassed, especially for me with the Halem boys. You're like, yeah, not that you've arrived, but you've got to be ruthless. Have no allegiances to Arsenal. You know, once you get into that world, it's of mutual benefit. You need to do what you can do to become a player, a dramatically better player. And I don't think everybody's done that. I love Maitland-Niles, but again, you know, and I like the fact that he could have sat on the bench and whined. He went out to get first team football, and arguably many people might even say, you know, that the fact that going to West Brom was a bad loan. I don't think it was, because he's playing football. Your value surely goes up if you're playing football. We might be a mid-table club, my guy. You're right. It is downhill. But one thing you are is a twat, mate. Like you're our man is here trolling. We all know what your mom's doing on Good Friday. She's taking the good if you remove the G and add the W. Anyways, moving on. The Telegraph have reported that while Maitland-Niles sees himself as a midfielder, there is an acceptance that top clubs view him as a fullback, with the Englishman eyeing an exit this summer. Now, this could also be to put pressure on people. A decision has to be made because, again, like I said, people, a decision has to be made because he's got 2 years left. Xhaka's got 2 years left. And you add in people that have got a year left, people that are on loan. There's too much nonsense, people. You know, to reject 20 million for him is of the same decision making that saw this club reject 60 or so million for Alexis and let the man walk for free, you know, and let Ramsey walk for free. It's these sort of things. This is what I mean by making decisions. It's this will he, won't he? Yeah, Maitland should be sold. Yeah, Maitland could be good. That you know, depending on what it's like, is they do the fan thing. You know, bare players polarize opinion where we need to make a decision. Like I said earlier, you know, selling him, let's just say you sold him to Wolves, he went off and he looked like a 40 million pound player. We might sit there and go, boy, you know, why did we sell him? But at the same time, that's what I want to see from my club. If you're going to include Maitland-Niles in your plans, do it properly. If you're not going to include him, sell him. Let's do this thing properly. He's got 2 years left. A decision has to be made. It's as simple as that, people. Apparently, Wolves are expected to be interested. Leicester and Southampton are keen. These are all good clubs. You know, these are all good clubs. For me, it's clearly of the belief that you might have to take a step down and not go to Arsenal, Leicester, Wolves, Southampton. Go to a West Brom or a similar sort of club where you're going to get kind of guaranteed playing through the middle. Try and get 100 career appearance, 50 to 100 career appearances playing specifically through the middle in central midfield, and then move on. But again, you're a dream for a manager. You know, you're a dream for a manager. A player who is versatile in your squad is very underrated. I don't mind having a Maitland-Niles and Callum Chambers in and around the squad for that very reason, people. Again, I don't think his price tag is going to be driven up too significantly because while he's not playing bad, he's not exactly standing out at West Bromwich Albion. You know, he's just fitting in, which is a good thing and a bad thing to a degree. So on Maitland-Niles, that's that, folks. Like it firmly is that. It is, that's what. But the fundamental point for me is make a decision and stand 10 toes in it. Simple as that. You know. What do you say? DG too quick with it. You just know he's cussing Bear Man's mum in school. That was, bro, that was the one in school still. That was the one. Quit your mum thing. You know, I see when you were small like me, you had to be good with the cusses and you had to be able to throw up your fist, man. You know how much problems I got into, punch up, get punched up just because of that. You have to be able to back your chat, man. I don't know why people do it. I ignore a lot. You lot make me start feeling like a bad guy, man, because I ignore it all the time. I react to one, and suddenly you lot just make a scene. Like it's not my fault, bro. Like you know what is? It's true though. You know, not many people are working. It's Good Friday. You know his mum's hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. She's probably getting revved out while she's cooking. I bet you the steam fish them burning and that now. It's not his fault, man. Your mum is getting barebacked on a holy day. Jesus, mate. Jesus, Dan, it's cool, man. The guy Piper, your mum probably says she's got the deadest back, but it's cool, man. Anyways, man. Moving on. What have you said? Crazy, but I don't think it's set in stone with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He plugs holes for Arteta. But that's the thing. It's good for us, but for Maitland, you know, do you really want to not play? Like, are you, bro? You're not playing though. Like, yeah, you might get called in the occasional big game. Realistically, how many games was Maitland being used really and truly? It's like what? 5 games, really, the big games. When we're doing the 3 at the back thing, he's being called upon, or he might get his chance. Other than that, it's an idiot thing. So if he wants to play consistently, and I feel sorry for Maitland because he's one of those players I feel with Pepe to a degree, Lacquer as well. It don't really matter how good you play. You might not play the next game. It's one of them ones, you know. It's one of them ones there. So we'll have to see, man. Oh, she getting barebacked on a holy day, bro. Then my man's gonna act surprised when he's got a next sibling. Like, come on. And he's saying, hold on, why is this you mixed race? Like, this ain't my dad. He ain't got the same dad and that. Come on, like, oh, she getting blown out, man. But anyways, man, it's all burnt and that, man. But you lot make me get out of character, man. This is it. We need to be ruthless, bro. But you see the way what I'm saying, to be ruthless and proactive, you need to know what you're doing. And it just feels like with 4 or 5 games, we're changing our opinions on these players. It's like 5 games, you know, if it FA Cup, before the FA Cup, probably people would have said sell Maitland. Now it's bring him in. Do you get it? It's like with El Nene. For me, I will keep Maitland for the squad. I think we need to, you know, the homegrown factor, not quite nailed down the right back spot or the centre mid spot, but centre mid, homegrown. You sell on value. I'd keep him, man. Boy, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, bro. I didn't choose no violence, you know. I didn't choose no violence. I'm of the belief defend yourself, but once people come for you, you know, come for them properly, innit? Dan, I hope it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I hope you're well and safe. I hope you're well and safe. Give your mum my Snapchat though, because you know the thing. BG wouldn't get so we don't mind that. Ain't no fun unless the homies get some and all them sort of things there. But you lot are making me want to just draw him out, man. What sponsorship deals, bro? No one sponsored my thing. And anyways, if I was to get sponsors, it would be the real ones that would just brush that off. Anyways, people, quickly, what's the minute though? Let's say 44. Oh god. Let's say 44 still. 44. See the Odegaard thing. See the Odegaard. I know that's where you gotta be easy, bro. I'm I'm always feeling myself, bro. I'm the man still. Like, if you don't feel yourself, who will? You know, extreme amount of self-confidence. I can't cap to you. Anyways, we already know this, innit? But apparently Real Madrid are trying to make 200, are trying to make 150 million. We've all heard Haaland's been speaking to Madrid, speaking to Bar. So if they're going to do this and fund either Mbappe or Haaland, two players who have been spoken about up to 150 odd million pounds to make a move from their respective clubs, they're going to need to fund that. So without scrolling down, you know, Odegaard's already been someone that could leave. Gareth Bale, the Brazilian youth they just signed, Brahim Diaz, who's at AC Milan. You know, Jovic is on loan. I can't see Ceballos' name yet, and I can now. These guys are the guys that are going to be sold or whatever they're doing, people. Apparently, Real Madrid will look to 150 million worth of talent currently out on loan to help them finance a move for Mbappe or Haaland. You know, I'm greedy, but if I was Barca or Madrid or PSG, I'd be obsessed with trying to pair them together, really. But it is what it is. They're looking to make that money, which is easier said than done. That probably leans itself towards. I think Ceballos, they're more try sell permanently. I think they'll take our loan fee for Odegaard again and add it to their kitty. But yeah, all of these players are for sale in a COVID market. Who knows? Now, Odegaard, again, allegedly Man City and Bayern Munich are interested as well as Arsenal. Ceballos will get offers, I think, from the Premier League in Spain, but is it going to be significant? Bale, you're probably looking to him to, you know, again, he's on 31 million pounds. He said he's going back to Madrid at least at this moment in time. He said he didn't plan on extending his stay at Spurs. Bale has shown he's happy to play golf. So if they want to remove that salary, they probably have to let him go for free or be prepared for him to wind that career down at Madrid, really, with that year left. Apparently, the report claims Haaland could move for as much as 153 million. Cool. Apparently, the same outlet, however, adds that not all of the players currently on loan are destined to be sold, despite the 9 players having a value of around 634 million. And we have heard Odegaard will be allowed to go back and Zidane can look at him. We've heard a lot of rumors. We hear Zidane wants him back, Zidane don't want him back. You know, Madrid want him back regardless what Zidane thinks. He's allowed to come back for pre-season. It is what it is. Who knows? And yeah, hella, you know, this guy was a dream seller, bro. This guy was a Jesus Valero dream seller in terms of with Ceballos and Asensio to a degree. You just haven't kicked on. Again, they can make cash. So I'm sure Odegaard would be one of the last ones to sell, because looking at them, how many of them loans have gone elsewhere and really banged? You know, Diaz is doing all right at AC Milan. Bale's found a bit of form at Spurs now. Jovic has found a better home at Frankfurt. I'd say Odegaard, while it's a small sample size, has set the world alight by Arsenal standards. Ceballos has huffed and puffed. It is what it is, people. You know, they'll sell to the highest bidder. They've got no allegiances to Arsenal, regardless of the fact that, you know, we've got two loans off them with Ceballos and Odegaard and whatnot. If they want to get Mbappe, you sell to the highest bidder. So it's in their best interest, all of these people excelling people. So who knows? They have a huge wage bill to clear and they need to make it. So it hasn't really specified on Odegaard specifically, but it is what it is, people. And if they want to sell him already, to be fair, Reina, he looked like a baller in the footage I've seen. But, you know, I don't know why it's not working for him. You know, Borussia Dortmund, you know, they do this youngster thing. If you're not playing, there's got to be an issue there, really. And Madrid, I don't understand how they sold Hakimi. I wouldn't have sold Reguilon personally, but it is what it is. I think he's looked all right in the under-21s championship, but I mean, Brahim Diaz always looks good when he's a small fish surrounded in a big fish in a small pond. You know, I want to see it more consistently. So it is what it is. I'm not going to keep scrolling down because, again, there's a lot of unnecessary jargon, as you lot can see. But, you know, it depending on where you read. Look, Real Madrid decide to sell on loan Arsenal duo Martin Ødegaard and Ceballos. And we've heard that they would sell Ceballos for 22 million. We've heard anything up to 60 million for Odegaard. And to be fair with you, I'm all up for paying 40 odd, maybe even 50 max for Odegaard. Not really down for the 22 for Ceballos. That would make it 72 million on these players. Is it really worth it before I talk about a number 6? For me, a centre-half, a backup left-back, a first fucking choice right-back, and all of these things. Who knows, people? But as you lot can see here, Real Madrid have decided to sell on loan Arsenal duo Martin Ødegaard and Dani Ceballos this summer, according to reports, people. So it all depends where you're reading. The one thing you can see is, you know, Real Madrid want to make money because they've got their own transfers, and indirectly, both clubs' movements are going to affect each other. And this is why, crucially for me, you need plan B, plan C, plan D targets, people. You know, we need several targets because, again, it does feel like when Arsenal are linked with players, you know, it became all Buendia. Buendia is the only creative man we can sign. It was all Aouar. It's all Odegaard. So again, I want Odegaard to stay. I hear what he's saying about he feels comfortable, and the legend reports he's comfy here. But at the end of the day, money talks. We don't know if we're going to be in Europe. We don't know if our owner, is going to inject funds. We don't know if we're going to be creative in terms of how we get funds. We don't know if Madrid would let us do bare IOUs and run this money over significant years. So what we do need, we didn't help ourselves because there's no, you know, we were desperate to get creativity in. We was lacking creativity going into the January market. And when you tear up Ozil's contract, you have to bring in creativity. We all know that was a marriage, a temporary marriage or temporary relationship of convenience. We needed creativity. Odegaard needed a platform. It's here. I think Real Madrid we've been a bit desperate because, again, Real Madrid might have said no loan, no purchase option at all, and we've said, all right, cool, we'll talk about it in the summer. We just need him now. Maybe that desperation has harmed us because, as we could see, you know, when he plays to this level, other teams get interested. And if I'm him, I'm going to a Champions League club if I can't make it at Madrid. And also for us, we need other plans because we actually, regardless of what Odegaard says, people, about how comfortable he is here, we don't know how he thinks. You know, we have to take it at face value that this man wants to go back to play for Madrid until he comes out with his own mouth on Arsenal.com and says otherwise. We have to accept that. So for me, that's cool. I want him to stay, but he's not the only player in the world. Make sure you have another target. Is there another top name target you can go for on par with Odegaard? If not, is there something else we could do? You know, is there a next player that's not even known on the scene like that? Plan B targets, and it's going to be an interesting summer, an important summer, because the odds are stacked against us. We've got contracts, a year, 2 years to deal with, many uncertainties, stockpiling players. You know, we've got many many international tournaments happening. Obviously, the COVID. So again, pre-season from a transfer point of view, from a tactical point of view, it's going to be a tough one. So if you have half an idea of what you want to do, half of it is sorted, in my opinion. So again, all of them are echoing the same sort of thing, people. They're all echoing the same sort of thing. So it is where it is firmly in that regards, people. 51, 30. Big up you lot. What are you lot saying in the comments, man? I appreciate you lot, man. You lot are going hard each and every time. I'm seeing everyone got things to say in the comment section as well. Bro, people, spam this guy. You don't even know who he is it? The Beautiful Game Podcast. Spam this guy. This guy needs to be, well, not sitting here with, man, but on the show, bro. This guy's got opinions, bro. Stop being a commentator and come on the thing, my dude. What have you said? The problem is that transfer funds are going to be limited and we've got too much work to do to rebuild the team. More funds needed through player sales. Exactly. And that's why we've got to be creative, man. If you can grab an Odegaard on loan again and that gives you significance, it is what it is. And that's why, for me, my dude, why I'm saying we can't just get into this summer and say, oh, what we doing with Maitland? What we doing with Nelson? We need, obviously, form can change a lot of things, but we need to know the majority of what we're doing. Because, again, even Partey, you know, if Partey doesn't have a release clause, he's not an Arsenal player, in my opinion. You know, I'm not going to complain because we got it done, but you get it, man. I see some of you saying I've got a fantastic view of the Emirates right now. Come on, my guy. Come on. I don't think that's necessarily true, you know, because I think Joe Willock's had a tough time in the first team. Man are very volatile with him. Maitland-Niles the same. And I do agree with you, though. You've got to look at all decisions without emotion. It's like Lacazette. You know, you've got to look at, is giving Lacazette a new deal the best decision? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. That's a whole nother video. I'm just saying we've got to look at it without it, because it does feel like Arsenal fans can be very emotional, as shown with El Nene. El Nene plays two good games and everyone wants to drop their knickers for him to get a new deal. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying, is these things we're thinking through all the time? I don't know. Come on, get at him, bro. Get at him. A man said, yes, DG, are you doing live commentary tomorrow? Of course I am, man. Of course I am. Are you, man, dumb? Watch Along Business tomorrow. You can see it there, you know. A man said, I'm not going to sit here for 30 hours. Okay, why are you there then? Bit of a virgin much? Come out my thing, man. All this. But yeah, like you can see, well, we're going again live from 7 p.m, man. Take it in. This video, when it's done, will take you straight to that. But I've dropped the link. Make sure you hit the like button on that, even if you haven't already. You know, there's one hater, bro. How can you be such a hater? The thing ain't even started and someone's disliked it. We're on 6 likes so far. I'm going to add my little 7th. Well, whoever hate it must be Dan Hill, innit? It must be Dan Hill, man. It must be Dan Hill. Apologies, Daniel, but you know your mum's a sweet one, innit? It's not my fault, brother. Spam him up, man. Don't let him get away with that. Big up everyone that's there. Hit up the notifications. Big up yourself, Leon, as well, man. And Subi, this is it as well. Do you know what it is? It's the he loves Arsenal. He's great around the dressing room. He understands the fans. Don't get it twisted. I like all of that. All of that has relevance, but I just feel these are all luxuries that are thrown around for no reason. And surely everybody should be like that. Like you said, bro, it's a business. Facts, man. He ain't signing no 1 year deal though, realistically. You know, he ain't signing away. If you were Lacazette, would you sign a 1 year deal at Arsenal? It doesn't make sense, bro. At 29, turning 30, you might, because it gives you a little stability for another year, and then you can be a free agent again in a year and see how COVID has had, if it has passed in terms of the financial implications and stuff. But it is what it is. We need ballers, bro. Do you know what, Levy? Yeah, I'm at the point now. I hear you, but I just want people who are just fucking street smart. Like, I just want people who, I don't need to tell you going to a Liverpool game why you need to make sure of where Mohamed Salah is, or why, you know, you need to switch on from a set piece in the build up to the second goal we conceded. You know, I just want people who are thinkers. The best footballers are the best thinkers. So if we need thinkers, bro. We've got man who can pass a ball, man that can dribble, but through that whole 90 minutes, I'd see very little consistent thinkers, and man need to start seeing the thinkers. Until I see the thinkers, it's a myth for me personally. Pardon me. So yeah, what we've touched on that. We've touched on Odegaard. We've been linked with Nkunku again, people. We've been linked with Nkunku again. You know, we've been linked with my man again. So let's add another timestamp. You know, 55. Oh, I can't. Nkunku. There we go. All right, big six. Big up there. Make sure you check out his footage and his stuff there, man. Come on, man. Bro, get at him. No, there's no very soon. There's no this week, bro. The people there need answers, fam. You're not getting away. I'm going to hit you up after this still. But yeah, man, to wrap this up, we've been linked with someone else, bro. I would love him. I would love Nkunku. You know, was what following him at PSG. Wanted him when he was at PSG. It was one of them where, let me not lie, like if you say you want him, I'm like 80, 85%, 90. Now I'm 100% behind this. He's not going to come and set the world alight. There's a lot of development to do, but I think he's got the physical qualities. He can pass the ball. He's quite adaptable. There's resale value there. And we've been linked with him already, people, you know. So again, this might be a lot of that. But as you lot can see, Arsenal hope to add further appeal to Martin Ødegaard by trying to sign RB Leipzig star Christopher Nkunku to play alongside him in a new look midfield. First things first, where are you getting the money? Anything from 20 to 40 million for Nkunku, anything up to 60 million euros for Odegaard. You're looking at probably 110 on those midfielders, sorry. And as much as I like Christopher Nkunku, I keep calling him Arthur. As much as I love Nkunku, I would, if there's an opportunity to go for a more out and out number 6, especially with it looking like there's little to no chance of Lucas Torreira being involved next season, I would rather go for a 6, if assuming Odegaard went, because I think we need a 6. You know, they probably let El Nene run down his deal and just stay for that purpose for a year. But yeah, man, you know, and many people would say, again, for me, as much as I want Odegaard to stay, you know, I don't think we've got the finances to get them both, but just assume we've got both. You're looking at anything up to 100 odd million euros, and you ain't bought a right back, you know. Again, I always give you the example. There's no point buying flat screen TVs for your house and stuff if you have not sorted out the central heating, the plumbing, you making sure it's got a bloody toilet, there's installation, there's no asbestos. You've got to deal with the rest. You know, there's a lick of paint on the walls. Then you do everything else. But I love this guy. He's got resale value. He's a good passer. He's developing better and better. He's adaptable. And again, at Arsenal, we've seen it. There's plenty of players who can play in bare positions and do them and not do them well. He can play a couple of central midfield roles well. He can also be forced in a couple of other roles. I really enjoy him, people, in terms of a footballer. But who knows? You know, they're gonna, you know, we did push the sign in, people. And again, they're gonna want to make a significant improvement on that 11.7 million. As we know, he's been a regular for Julian Nagelsmann, and he scored 7 and got 6 assists so far this season, people. Again, who knows what he wants to do? I wouldn't mind Marcel Sabitzer, because again, adaptable, competent signing that would be. But again, this I don't know how valid this report is, who it's actually from and stuff, but we've been linked with him in it. We've been linked with him. If I just copy and paste his name and see if there's something there as well for you guys. So yeah, it's ramping up again, and we've been linked with what's the centre half's name again? At Frankfurt or Indika. So all of these things are popping up again, people. As you lot can see here, apparently Arsenal will reportedly revive their interest in RB Leipzig star Christopher Nkunku. We've obviously been big on the French player for time. And to be fair with you, one thing I'll give Emre, he wanted Partey, he wanted him, and fans kind of dissed it. Not every fan, but fans kind of dissed him for a couple of these things. I wouldn't mind him at all because we need to sort out midfield. And like I said, I want competent midfielders. Really, I don't care if they're bought for big money or little money. And again, to be fair with you, I'm sure him being a young French player, the Premier League, Arsenal, and these things, like clearly we can attract players without Champions League. We've done it. I think they're all of an appeal. But is it worth it? Surely you're playing Champions League football. There might be other clubs. I think it might be worth just sitting on your hands. He's got to do what's best for boosting his France chances, people. And, you know, has Saliba boosted his France chances since he signed for Arsenal at this moment in time? Has Lacazette? Again, there's only 2 French players on top of my head, but Guendouzi's been called up, but you get the point, people. And they've already made money, so maybe they don't want to let more stars go because they face the prospect of selling, him going. Canute looks like he's going as well. Sabitzer looks like he's going as well. So I don't think they want to sell everybody, really and truly. So he's done his thing, and it kind of just echoes what we're saying already. I would like him, man. I would like him. And he's clearly, as you lot can see here, he's clearly someone that will move for the best of his development. It's all up to him. If he thinks he's hit a stagnant sort of moment at RB Leipzig, then why not? But that is a signing we should be able to do, people, and I would be behind it, but I don't think it is, man. He did want him still. Rah, Tino. Don't start that spoon business. Oh, we just got to make sure we have more likes in it. There's haters out there, man. There's haters out there. Do you know what? Dan Hill, you know what? You can probably imagine, man. The man that were dealing with Dan Hill's mum, probably, there's about 3-4 of them in that yard, and they've probably all hit the dislike button because I've hotted them up, people, really. Someone's probably got bagged for cheating, but it is what it is, man. 10 goals for 4 years is a no-go for me. Rah, you lot are harsh, man. You lot are harsh. You lot are mad harsh on Lacquer, isn't it? Big up C regardless, though. Yeah, he did want him. I would love Dybala, but they're talking 60 million for Dybala. And if you're Dybala, you can definitely get a Champions League club. I would love Dybala, of course. I was all for the report that we had linking us with him, but it is what it is, man. I can't see us doing that, man. He has his work cut out anyways. And that's what I said it back in October, and I'm saying it now. The minute that window closed in October, we should have been building towards who's going to be this number 10 long term, who's our number 6s, who's our number 8s, what right back are we going through? This is the vibe I'm getting, this is the vibe that any sort of sensible club does, man. I don't think there's a weird agenda for him. I just think fans polarize opinion. I think you've got Lacazette-sexuals in the same way you've got Xhaka-sexuals, and then you've got the haters. Very few players there's middle ground at Arsenal Football Club, and it's actually, it's only probably the Parteys, the Sakas, the Tierney's, etc. I think there's too many extremes. For every you have a lynch mob for one player, you've got an extremely big fanboy, fangirl sort of thing, and there's not really any sort of middle ground. We need him to stay, bro, but he's not the only player in the world, man. And this is what I'm saying. Try all you can to get Odegaard, of course, but make sure there's plan B, plan C, and the rest of it in terms of targets, people. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. If we can do that, everything else will take care of itself, really and truly. But who knows, man? Who knows? I can't lie, people, though. I'm going to get out of here. I've got a haircut downstairs. So, yeah, people, it's time to cut my hair. On that note, and stop wearing caps, hopefully, if he actually turns up. But on that note, I'm going to get out of here, man. I hope you all enjoyed the little hour we was here for. I hope you all have a good Friday. Once again, people, in case you don't know, add to stream. Watch Along Business tomorrow, live reaction tomorrow. We're here, man. There's plenty of content there. Please make sure you're taking it in, people, and you're hitting the reminders. Love for that. You see, in the last couple of things, what have we seen, people? 13 are not mine, and there's a second dislike. Let me refresh it one more time and see what happens. 14. So yeah, we're good. Please drive the likes up, even if you're not going to be there, people, because it plays around with YouTube's notifications, and it makes the DG Nation grow stronger and stronger. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Bless up, everyone. I'll catch you all tomorrow. If not, see you all when I see you all. Deluded.